She was born poor, but she refused to sell her dignity to escape poverty. The young maid came from the lowest rank of servants, raised in a struggling family where every coin mattered. Yet despite her hardship, she made one promise to herself. No matter how desperate life became, she would never trade her dignity for comfort. When the handsome young master of the manor began showing interest in her, many believed her future had already changed. All she needed to do was smile sweetly, accept his attention, and her poverty would disappear overnight. But the young woman quietly refused. Instead of choosing an easy path, she chose hard work, long hours, heavy chores, endless exhaustion, because to her, self-respect was worth more than wealth. With no money to bribe the strict butler, she spent years doing the toughest jobs in the manor, scrubbing floors, washing linens, carrying heavy trays up endless flights of stairs. Day after day, she worked in silence. Meanwhile, another maid enjoyed a much easier life. Her duties were light, her pay was higher, and she stayed close to the mistress of the house, a position many servants dreamed of. Deep down, the hardworking maid felt a quiet jealousy, not because she wanted luxury, but because she longed for a chance to prove herself. But the other maid wasted her opportunity, dreaming of sudden riches, and secretly chasing the young master whenever she could. When warned about the danger, she laughed it off and accused the hardworking maid of jealousy. Then one day, everything changed. The bell in the mistress's room rang loudly, yet the favored maid ignored it once again. Standing in the hallway, face to face with the furious butler, the young woman suddenly felt a surge of courage. This was her chance. Taking a deep breath, she lifted the food tray, pushed open the grand doors, and stepped inside. But what she didn't expect was to find the powerful lord of the manor there as well. The room fell silent. "You're not the usual maid," the mistress said calmly. "I'm here to serve." The young woman replied respectfully. From that moment, something shifted. Behind the rumors of a cold and bitter woman, she discovered a mistress who was not weak, but lonely, a woman trapped in a loveless marriage, a woman afraid not of death, but of being forgotten. Those words stayed with the young maid, and slowly, her loyalty and courage earned the mistress's trust. For the first time in her life, she began to imagine a better future. But fate had other plans. One afternoon, her brother arrived at the manor with heartbreaking news. Their mother was dying. Without hesitation, she left everything behind and ran through the mountains as fast as her legs could carry her. Her heart pounded, her breath burned, but she refused to stop. She had to see her mother one last time. When she finally reached home, her mother was already fading. Weak, fragile, holding on by a thread. With trembling hands, her mother gently touched her children and whispered her final wish, to be laid to rest on the hill where she was born. Together, the family carried her toward that distant hill, step by step, through tears and silence. But just as the hill came into view, her mother's breathing suddenly stopped. The world froze. The loss shattered their hearts. On the surface, it looked like illness had taken her life. But deep down, the young woman knew the truth. Poverty was the real killer. Standing beside her mother's lifeless body, she made a silent vow, a promise carved into her soul. She would never allow her family to suffer like this again. From that day forward, she was no longer just a maid struggling to survive. She became a woman driven by purpose, carrying her mother's final words in her heart, to rise, to succeed, and to change her destiny forever. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, and drop a comment below.